everybody, it's Scott O'Mato back for another Minecraft video. Hope everybody's having a great day. Guys, in this video, I'm going to show you what I think is the ultimate mining pattern for Minecraft. Now, it combines a lot of techniques into one, like, ultimate technique, basically. So, you know, shout out to all the people that have come up with these different techniques and combine them together. And there's a few criteria that I want to have in this technique. First of all, I want to cover as much space at diamond level as I can. Peak at as many blocks as I can. Second, I want to keep my inventory under control. I don't want a whole bunch of cobblestone, and I would like to not have to think about the mining pattern very much, not have to give it much thought, be able to just kind of go into autopilot and just mine without having to think about it. And then I also want to use as few torches as possible. I don't want to have to light a whole bunch, okay? And so keeping all of these techniques in mind, this is the current technique that I'm coming up with here, all right, that I'm using. All right, so I just have a efficiency 5 unbreaking 3 diamond pickaxe just so we can go through this quicker. And I built myself a little 2x2 tunnel down, which I recommend you do, because building stairs, you get a lot of cobblestone and stuff that you don't need. And then guys, if you stick around to the end of the video, I'll show you some tricks with the Optifine setting that I have up here at the top, especially the C value and the E values that are being shown, all right? So I just built myself a 5x5 room. It's actually 6x5 because I leave some room for the ladder up. And, you know, have my stuff in here. Now, one subtle detail is to have your blast furnace that you're going to smelt your ores in aligned with your tunnel so that you could see it, like, and you can run back and process stuff with it. I just have a simple setup here with some hoppers into it, hoppers underneath that are feeding over into a double chest over here. The furnace is for food and for stone if I want to, you know, cook some stone and stuff while I'm waiting, which is kind of a good thing to do. Just because you're out mining, you might as well use some of the time that you have. All right, so here's the pattern that we're going to use, guys. We're going to use poke hole mining, and then this could set us up later for the swim mining techniques that, you know, where you put a block over your head, actually in here, and then you put a trap door on it. I didn't actually plan for that technique. But anyway, you put a trap door and you make yourself a shift, and then you go into the one hole tunnel and swim, okay? Now, something that's different than most mining techniques is I'm at Y level 10. All right, if you see that in the XYZ, I'm at Y level 10. Now that, we can hit lava at the block here, so do listen for lava. You could put your subtitles on as well. So if you wanted to go into accessibility settings and choose show subtitles, you could do that to listen for lava, and then you'd know if there was lava near you or whatever. But there's a reason why we'll do Y level 10 rather than Y level 11. At Y level 11, you're on top of the lava block because the lava lake level is at Y level 10. All right, so here's what we're going to do, guys. So so that we don't have to count at all, our reach is 5. All right, that's as far as we can reach standing up against a block. So we're just going to mine 5 forward, okay? Go to that block and then poke hole mine 5 out, just like so. Turn around, 5 out, okay? And then 5 above us. Now, if you want to be safe, you can put a torch below you. But we also want to go 5 down. So sneak at the edge of the block. We can't reach 5 because of our height level here. We can only reach 4. But that's fine, not a problem. And a good part about this technique is that you can see the cobblestone gathers in here. This is a 1 high tunnel, so we don't have to light it. Cobblestone gathers in there. That's a 1 high tunnel. Now, when I see ores, I'll dig in and go and get them. Or if they're diamonds or something that I want to save for fortune later, then I'll mark that with a redstone torch. But in here, you can dump excess items that you don't want, and then you can just backfill it. You can just leave like a 2 high space or a 1 high space. If you don't want mobs to spawn in here, then leave a 1 high space So you'd put 2 blocks. If you don't care about mobs, which sometimes, you know, like you could capture a creeper or something in there and let him explode and mine out more for you if you wanted, you know, that's just however you want to do it. But you're kind of getting an autopilot mode, so you just get into the habit. Make sure you shift on the block so you don't fall down, and go 4 down, and you know, all this way. Now then you could place a torch, and again you could put torches in your offhand. And because we're going to place a torch every 5, this is our reach, so this is every 5, and we can actually come back and reclaim half of these torches and it will still keep it lit. So we could come back as we walk back and just get every other torch, and that would leave enough of a space for these torches to cover the lighting. But it helps us count too, so if you want to go out a certain distance, then give yourself the number of torches by 5. You know, if you want to go 60, for instance, then we would already have been 5, so I'll give myself 11 more torches, like such. And then I'll know, without even thinking about it, when I run out of torches, that I've gone the distance that I want to go. So you could calculate the number of chunks you want to mine and all that kind of stuff that way. All right. Again, you can leave some of these ores, come back and get them. Just depends on, you know, how much you need the resources. Come back, get these ores. Like I said, to get them, you just dig in and go and grab what you want, and then backfill. So, you know, come back and backfill these holes, because then you don't have to grab them. I'm not going to get all this ore. I don't really care about it for the purpose of the video. Then I would just backfill these areas too if you want. I mean, mobs are safe. You don't have to worry about mobs getting to you from there, unless it's a baby zombie or something, and that's fine. Okay, so again, you just keep going. So 5, and then, you know, 5 here. Then it's best to probably go down first. There's diamonds right there. I did not know that. Now, see, the advantage of this technique is that what we're doing, guys, is we're covering the full range of areas. Okay, so grab that, and then obviously you backfill. You know, use your blocks that you don't want, basically, to backfill. So keep a diorite, keep an andesite on your hotbar, and all this kind of stuff, and then you can just backfill with it. Okay, again, I'm not going to go into a huge amount of detail about that, but you know, you kind of understand how you would do that. So I'm going to actually, I'll just go and get out here. It's fine. But I didn't know there were diamonds there. But the thing that you're doing is, if I look here at the bottom of this hole, I'm at Y level 6. Okay, now the top of bedrock is Y level 5. Okay, now I could backfill this hole or come into another hole. It doesn't really matter. But I'm at Y level 6 there. So diamonds spawn from basically 0 to 16. All right. So above me, again, you may want to put your torch first, so that if there's any gravel or whatever, it falls. But when I go up, that block above me, right here, I'm looking at 17. All right, let's get the F3 screen up. I'm looking at block 15. Actually, the target block is target 17. My feet are at 15. I'm looking at 17. Okay, so that's the full range of diamonds. All right, right here, and then side by side. So we're seeing all of this area here for diamonds. We're seeing all of this area here for diamonds. Now, again, we're seeing a little bit less than we would if we were mining the 2 tunnel, but we don't have to light. We don't have to gather all this extra stuff that we don't want. There's a lot of advantage to it. And we cover a broader range much faster. We get into an area and we're seeing below us. That's something that in most mining you do not do, is you do not have the ability to see below you. But just going out this way, there's lapis. Let me switch my game mode again. Not that guy. Yeah, you know, you're seeing below you, you're seeing beside of you, and again, you don't have to think, you don't have to count, you just do. You just go to the edge of the block and just grab all the way to the edge, shift down here, Go as far down as you want. Fill if you want. It doesn't really matter if those mobs are down there or not. They can't get to you. It just depends on how quick you want to go. Go out this way. Put down your torch and then mine above you. If gravel falls, the torch will break it. No problem. Go this way and just keep doing that over and over and over again. Again, you don't have to count. You don't have to think. You don't have to do anything, but just kind of just chill out and just mine and not worry about anything. You save on tons of torches, so you don't have to use up all your coal to do so. There's some emeralds right there. And that's another tip that I'll give at the end. Okay, so I got some emeralds. Generally, if you get stuff toward the back, you'll have to dig in to grab it, you know, just to be sure that you have reach for it. If you have a magnet or something, obviously, you don't have that problem. You see your blast furnace down here to keep up with it. Okay, so that's cool and all. And, you know, now we know that technique. Now to branch out, dig yourself a tunnel. That's that 5 wide and then 1 more. Then go 5. Okay, so it's a total of 11 between them. Place your torch. Again, the torches span so that this is well lit. You can go back and get this torch and this torch. As you come back, just gather more torches. Be aware if they go into your offhand, that'll change the count. But if you have some in your hotbar, it'll go into there. So then you go to the edge down here, and then you just start the pattern back. So 5. Okay, and now when I go here, those tunnels will merge. Now I dug an extra one there, and you can reach in here if you want. I think, yeah, and place the block. I don't know if I can reach that one back there, but just, you know, kind of stay straight or whatever. But see, now I have the tunnel inside of here. So again, if I just got myself a trap, or I did again. Hi. Sorry guys, hitting the wrong button. If I get creative and I get a trapdoor, it doesn't matter what kind, then I can go ahead and easily, you know, place the trapdoor above my head right here and put the block below me. Actually, the trapdoor would go inside of here. Just dig 1 in or 2 in and put the trapdoor. Get up in there and then bam. And then you can just swim through the tunnel. Now, if you have a block that you did like that. Now, if you're really concerned about, you know, seeing more ores, then you could just go into the middle tunnel and dig yourself a single one. If you want to keep, you know, exact, then count your blocks. But 1, 2, this should be the, let's see, it's kind of hard to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks, and then just go forward like that in the other one. And it's a good thing to prepare for more detailed swim mining. Like if you want to go out and excavate most of this chunk, then you've already explored if there's lava, caves, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so there's that advantage too. All right, I actually did it right that time. So just again forward, you know, and you would obviously do your up and all that kind of stuff going this way. But each one of these tunnels, just by you going forward, will meet. All right, and that gives you a little bit of light as well, but it makes a very clean system that's easy to manage, easy to keep up with. You don't get tons of extra blocks. The blocks that you don't want, you use up when you're placing down. You could see like I said, the blast furnace and stuff like that. Okay, so that's pretty much, I think, the ultimate mining thing, because you're seeing from the top of 6 all the way to 17. All right, 17 there. So you're seeing the full range of diamonds, the diamond level, without having to worry about it. You can see we did get diamonds already immediately. That was just lucky because I didn't actually plan that or know that they were going to be there, but we hope for it. So guys, I'm going to show you some quick techniques, as I promised, that will help you to get down in here, because let me mention the C counter quickly. All right, if you see the C value right here, then I can tell pretty well if there's caves in front of me by the high number of that value. If it's a value over about 10, now I'm seeing my own holes that I've dug here, but if it's over 10 and you haven't mined anything, you're not looking into your mines, then there's likely something not very sizable, but something there, all right, that's near you. So let's go into spectator for a moment and see what's around us. Yeah, so we're looking over at this right now, and we're at such a distance that it's not showing in a big way. You can see, like if I go into the spectator, the C counter becomes huge, and if I go toward areas that have open air spaces, is basically what that's reading, then it's going to show me those values. Go back to survival, get out of the ground. Okay, yeah, it'll show me those values, but let me show you it from the surface as well, okay, because that's a good tip. Okay guys, so I'm back at the surface where I started my mine here. Just a few little tips about mining in general. First of all, it's good to mine into extreme hills. Now, generally, you don't want to mine starting on the top of extreme hills because you'll have to get, a lot of distance down. Now, you're likely to still find iron and coal, but there's plenty of coal on the surface, so you could go gather your coal beforehand and all that stuff too that you need. Again, we don't need nearly as much coal as you normally would, but it's good to mine into extreme hills. You can see in our footage, we found a diamond. Now, another thing I want to mention about that diamond that we found is that we would not have seen those 8 diamonds that we got if we were mining at Y level 11. We wouldn't even have seen those, all right? So this technique helped me to find those diamonds. But I'm going to show you, like, if you choose a spot that you want to mine into, and I'm doing it on the edge of water, which, you don't necessarily, maybe not necessarily be a good idea, especially if you decide to go, if you go around 60 out, which is 12, 13 torches, you can stairway back up and, off to the side and merge with your initial tunnel pretty close. Come back to where you were. And that way you'd have some stairways down to go and pick up the next level of the mine if you wanted. That's a possibility, is at the end of like every 60, you could just mine up and have a new area going down. That's a lot of work. That's not necessarily necessary, but you can do that, if you want to have a more structured mine. But a technique that you can do rather easily is you can prospect, all right? And it's a glitch. It's a little cheaty, but it does definitely work. All right, so just dig yourself 3 down, all right, and basically put you a composter, put it in the ground. It's easier to walk into it, and then go inside the composter. Again, you kind of got to line up to fall into it. Yeah, that can be a thing. All right, so line up to fall into it, and then put yourself a bit of gravel above your head. All right, and now you're in X-ray. Now, you obviously want to have your video settings set to bright, and you're only really going to see lit areas and mobs. Now, if you've explored caves and stuff, you'll see them to a degree. All right, see, I can see that cave down there. That, I don't mean explore it necessarily as much as I mean in my near render distance. I can see some caves over there. I can see lit caves that you can see stuff off in your peripheral more, like I can see a ravine over there. But what I'm more concerned about is what is below me. I can see some lava down there, but I'm pretty much, not guaranteed, but I pretty much know that you will take half-hearted damage, by the way, that there's not much down below me. So I'm pretty safe to mine down here. And then in conjunction with that, we'll use the technique of the C counter. All right. So in the open air, you're going to see bigger amounts above you. I could just show you. I mean, this is a well-known technique, of course, but with a pickaxe, if you want to go 2 down, you can just put your pickaxe in the middle. Let's go to survival. Yeah, you can put your pickaxe in the middle of the 2 blocks. Now, obviously, I'm mining dirt with a pickaxe, and just hold it there. See, if I face the block and I place my crosshair right on the line of the block, then I can just sit there and just mine, just holding it in, and it'll get both of them without me having to move. Now, looking at the C counter, see, it's a value below 10. So it's pretty much telling me that there's nothing below me. All right, nothing below me. If that value gets high, gets above 10, gets to 20, stuff like that, it can get really large. If it gets large, like 100 or something, then there's a ravine. All right. But again, you could have your subtitles on and just sit and listen for mobs. Now, of course, you can look off to the side, and we know there's a ravine somewhere over here that we saw. I may not be able to see it at this render distance. It was like at the edge of my render distance. I'm at 12, I think. I'm at 12 chunk. But, you'll be able to see higher C values according to that. Whereas if you look up, look down, I'm seeing the world. I'm seeing the open air there. But again, like I said, just line up your cursor and just mine all the way down using your C counter. We're safe on 2 blocks always, but you could do this on 1 block. If you practice enough with the C counter and learn to trust it enough, if anything, you would fall into a smaller area, but of course you don't want that to be lava or whatever. So listening for lava and having your subtitles on and stuff can help in that regard. So again, just a simple technique. I'm at 15 right now, so I had 14, 13, 11, and 10. Should be at 10. Yeah. So I'm at 10 now. And then I wanted to mark that I would mine east because that's where the extreme hills was. And then I dig out my 5x5 behind me, really, out of my way or off to the side. It doesn't really matter. But just if you can, keep your blast furnace aligned with it. So guys, I wanted to give you that quick technique. Another advantage of doing a tunnel like this rather than stairs is that you can see if it's day or night below you. And you get a little bit of light. You can tell if it's raining, that kind of stuff. And you can put yourself a water block. I guess if you were going to do your ladders along here, you could have a water block right there that you could just drop into or suspend it with a sign or whatever. There's various techniques for doing that. So anyway, guys, I hope that was helpful to you. It is a really cool combination of techniques. And again, you're easily able to combine it with the swim mining techniques of going into the 1 high chamber. You're saving on tons of torches. You're seeing a huge area of diamonds. And again, we saw diamonds that we would not have seen with the regular techniques. So you got to appreciate that. You save on resources and inventory. You're able to keep count of how far you've mined, all kinds of cool little benefits. So let me know in the comments what you think, guys. I think it's a pretty cool technique. And consider subscribing to the channel. Leave a like. I do so much appreciate it, guys. Have a great day. Gravel. Bye-bye.